Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text number 15. You can repeat after me. Evam jñātvā kṛtam karma pūrvair api mumukṣubhiḥ kuru karmaiva tasmāt tvam pūrvair pūrva-taram kṛtam. So the entire shloka is evam jñātvā kṛtam karma pūrvair api mumukṣubhiḥ kuru karmaiva tasmāt tvam pūrva-taram kṛtam. Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying to Arjuna, all the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following their footsteps. Hare Krishna. So Lord Kṛṣṇa is instructing us how we can get success. If you really want to get success, then follow the footsteps of successful people. If you follow people who are failure, then you will fail in your life. So here Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying that in the ancient times, pūrve, the word used here is pūrve. You see this word? Pūrve means ancestors or predecessors. So people who are successful, Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying you should follow their footsteps. Because he's saying there that in the past also, in the ancient times also, all the devotees, they understood Lord Kṛṣṇa's transcendental nature. You see that word here, transcendental nature? So the devotees understood Lord Kṛṣṇa's transcendental nature, and that is described here as evaṁ jñātvā kṛtam karma pūrve api mumukṣubhiḥ kuru karma eva tasmāt tvam pūrva-taram kṛtam. So he's saying that in the previous times, those who were great devotees of Lord, they followed, they understood the transcendental nature of Kṛṣṇa and they worshipped Kṛṣṇa very sincerely. About whom he is talking? He is talking about great devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Narad Muni, and all other great devotees of Lord. They understood that Lord Kṛṣṇa, even though he looks like with 2 hands and 2 legs, he is not an ordinary person. So they understood Lord Kṛṣṇa's transcendental nature. And in the previous shlokas, Lord Kṛṣṇa told Arjuna why he appears on this planet. Right? In this chapter, actually, this chapter is titled as Transcendental Knowledge. Transcendental knowledge means that Lord Kṛṣṇa is starting to reveal his own identity. As of previous chapter, Lord Kṛṣṇa told Arjuna to do karma without any, karmane vādhikārasya ma phaleshu kadachana. He said, you perform your karma without any attachment to fruits of action. But now in the 4th chapter, Lord Kṛṣṇa is revealing his own identity. Because Arjuna should not think that Lord Kṛṣṇa is an ordinary scholar. Some people think that Lord Kṛṣṇa spoke Bhagavad Gita. He's a great scholar, but they don't think Lord Kṛṣṇa as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Kṛṣṇa says to Arjuna that why he appears. He says, my appearance and disappearance are transcendental. So he says that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami. So Lord Kṛṣṇa says, I come with a particular purpose. So Lord Kṛṣṇa's birth is with a purpose. Our birth is compulsory because we have to take birth because of the karma. We take birth according to our past karma. We get parents, we get facilities. But Lord Kṛṣṇa, he chooses his parents. So he selects one of the devotee as his father, one of the devotee as his mother. And then he gives them opportunity to serve. But Lord Kṛṣṇa is not bound by karma. So Lord Kṛṣṇa says that janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha. So Lord Kṛṣṇa says, my appearance and disappearance are divyam. Divyam means not ordinary. So even though Lord Kṛṣṇa kills all the demons, but Lord Kṛṣṇa is not a killer. You understand? Because he is the one who gives the birth to everybody. Like Lord Kṛṣṇa, he steals the butter. It's called Makhan Chor. But then we worship Chor. He's a still thief, but we worship thief. Why? Because he's not an ordinary thief. He's the master of everybody, right? So Lord Kṛṣṇa's pastimes are transcendental. Like Lord Kṛṣṇa, when he was small, and then mother asked, Balramji complained to mother that Kṛṣṇa is eating mud. So Kṛṣṇa says, no, mother, I am not eating mud. Show me your mouth. And then Kṛṣṇa opens the mouth, and what does Mother Yashoda see? The whole universe. Why? Because in Kṛṣṇa's belly, whole universe is situated. Everything comes from Kṛṣṇa. So Kṛṣṇa's pastimes are very transcendental, right? So some people, they get confused when they hear like Kṛṣṇa lifting Govardhan, right, on the little finger, left hand little finger, and then so you tell somebody Kṛṣṇa lifted Govardhan hill, they will get confused because it's a transcendental. So only devotees can understand Lord Kṛṣṇa. Nobody else can understand. So that is why here it is said that if you really want to achieve Kṛṣṇa Prema, then you have to follow the footsteps. You have to associate, or you have to learn from the people who have understood Kṛṣṇa. Like Srila Prabhupada ji, we are able to learn Kṛṣṇa because Prabhupada ji knows Kṛṣṇa. So we read Bhagavad Gita, we can understand. But if you learn Bhagavad Gita from somebody who doesn't know Kṛṣṇa, then you will not get Kṛṣṇa. You will get everything else but Kṛṣṇa. Right? So the purpose of our learning Bhagavad Gita is to have Kṛṣṇa in our life, right? We don't want to live like others who do not have Kṛṣṇa in their life. So here Srila Prabhupada is explained in the Purport. So let's read the Purport. Rahul, you want to read the first line?
There are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their hearts, and some of them are materially pure. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons.
So here Prabhupada starts a sentence. He's saying that people who are Krishna conscious or people who are material conscious. But Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti is such a transcendental science that it gives happiness to everybody. Why? Because people who understand Krishna, they will come and pray Krishna. But say people who do not understand Krishna, but they will come, enjoy the prasadam, kirtan, so they will get benefit out of it, right? So here it is beneficial to both of them, right? Go ahead.
Those lines, those who are full of purity things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleansing process, following the regulative principles of devotional service.
Yes. So this is very important. Regulative principles of devotional service. This is called Vaidhi Bhakti. So Bhakti is a cleaning process, actually. We all are in the cleaning process. We can't say that we are pure. We all have dirt in our heart. What is the dirt? So we have anger, enviness, madness, greedy, 6 sins we have. So what is the bhakti do? Krishna process is cleaning process. So as we chant Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. And then we read Bhagavad Gita, we read Bhagavatam, we do puja every day, morning, evening, then we do offering to Krishna, then take Krishna prasad, then meet the devotees. There are 9 processes of bhakti. So it all involves cleaning. Actually, we try to purify our heart and we try to understand every day that we are servant of Krishna. We are not the masters. Even though we might have some name, fame, money, powers, prestige, but ultimately everything is going to be finished one day. That may be tomorrow also. So then what will remain with us is Krishna Bhakti. If you do Bhakti 1% in this life, it will continue from 2% next life. So Bhakti is a continuous process. And our purpose of Bhakti is that one day we become so pure, one day, we don't know when that day will come, but one day that will come when we are pure from the heart, we have no more material desires. Our only desire is that, okay, how can I serve? How can I make others happy? Actually, Bhakti is all about service. Bhakti is not an idle process actually. Service means like you see somebody suffering, somebody needs some help, you help them out. Like even a dog or an animal or a cat or a bird or a reptile or a human being, you feel pain for others. That is called as compassion. Prabhupada ji, he came to America and Prabhupada ji was so compassionate that whenever he saw like he used to stay in an area in America where all drug addicts used to stay, in Lower Bowery area. And Prabhupada ji had a really hard time, but he used to cook for all those people and feed them. So then gradually all those devotees, all those people who were addicted to drugs and all, alcohol and all bad things, with the prasadam they started cleaning themselves. So literally all of them became sannyasi then, some of them. And they spread Prabhupada's movement everywhere in the world. So all those people, they became pure. Who were eating meat, they become pure vegetarian, started eating Krishna prasad without onion, garlic, no tea, coffee, no alcohol. So this is a cleaning process. We see that it is not a theory. What Prabhupada is saying here is a practical thing. Like there is a story in Ramayana of Ramayana is written by, you know, who? No, Valmiki Rishi. Ramayana is written by Maharishi Valmiki. Maharishi Valmiki in his earlier life, he was a hunter. And he was a thief also. He was not a good guy. But then when Narad Muni met him, and Narad Muni said, you do bhakti, I will look after everything. So he started doing bhakti. He started chanting. Narad Muni said, can you chant Ram? He said, no, but I'm used to talking Mara Mara. Because he used to kill the bird and he used to kill half. Like he never used to kill the bird completely. He used to kill in such a way that bird remains half alive, half dead. So he used to like the suffering of the bird or animal, So when he used to throw the arrow, then he used to shout loudly, Mara, 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 Mara. Mara means dead. So he said, I can't chant Ram, but I can chant Mara, Mara because I've been chanting all the time Mara. He said, okay, you chant Mara, Mara all the time. And Mara, Mara became Ram, Rama. And then Valmiki became so enlightened because it purified his heart, you see. He says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Marjanam means cleaning. And then Cheto means your heart. And Darpana means the mirror. So our mirror of heart is accumulated with the dirt. So when we keep on chanting this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So what happens? It cleans the dirt on the mirror of the heart. It's a really fruitful process. Actually, it is not a theory. As I said, Prabhupada ji thousands and thousands of people became pure vegetarian. So there are innumerable examples where people have gained purity in their life by following the bhakti process. Bhakti is a very powerful energy you can get through the proper channel, So what is the requirement for the regulative principle? So 4 principles. What are the regulative principles of bhakti? 4 main principles. No. First is no meat eating, which is non-violence. No gambling, which is honesty. No intoxication, which is cleanliness. And no relationship outside marriage life. Right? So these are the 4 principles of bhakti. So this is, and then once you do that, then when you follow these 4 principles, then you become human actually. Otherwise you are on an animal platform, because humans usually are not supposed to eat animals, right? So no meat eating, no meat, fish, eggs. Then no gambling, no intoxication, and no relationship with the woman outside marriage life, right? So these are 4, so you become human being. After becoming human, then next step is you start chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So then some of the Prabhupada's disciples, they were hippies, hippies? Like a long hair and drinking alcohol and all. So they said, Prabhupada ji, we can give 3 things. What is that? Meat eating we can give. We can give up intoxication. We can give alcohol, but we can't give up the woman relationship, because they were habituated with the bad things, right? But Prabhupada ji engaged them in service of Krishna. And slowly they gave up all the bad habits. And more you do service actually, powerful is service encourages you to purity actually. So take up little service, like say you come to the temple or you go somewhere. Best service is you talk to somebody about Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. You read something and tell somebody about it. Krishna says Bhagavad Gita that the devotee who learns Bhagavad Gita and teaches others is very dear to me. So you learn Gita and tell others, right? So anyhow, so here Srila Prabhupada is saying that Krishna consciousness is a gradual cleaning process, following the regulative principles of devotional service. So one of the principles is getting early in the morning, then getting shower, then doing japa, then reading Bhagavad Gita. At least 1 shloka a day is a good idea. And then, of course, we follow all the regulative principles and observing Ekadashi Vrata, observing the fasting on the auspicious day like Janmashtami, now coming up on 19th. So Janmashtami, many people do Nirjala fast. Nirjala means no water since morning till the Krishna birth. So like midnight. And then if you cannot do that because sometimes summer is really hot, then you can drink water, some fruits like that. So there are different types of principles. But more you do, more your confidence grows actually. You see, this is the willpower. See, bhakti process, how it cleans your mind is by your determination. See, suppose you are drinking tea, for example, or coffee. Then you have a determination. Now, tomorrow onwards, I will not drink tea. And you won't believe, just more than 20 years I gave up tea and coffee and never drank it afterwards. Right? So if I tell somebody, they become surprised that how can it is possible, right? Because some people drink coffee every day. But I never even in my dream think about tea or coffee because it doesn't exist, right? My mother, she was addicted to tea. So if she doesn't take tea, then she will get a headache. Do you get anything like that? No? So my mother, she used to drink 3-4 times a day tea. So then she came here in Thunder Bay and and then she said, can I have tea? I said, we don't drink tea, but if you want really, we can get the tea for you. So she said, no, if you're not drinking, then I will not drink tea. She wanted to be kind to us. But anyhow, so she got a headache for a couple of days, but then by the time she left Thunder Bay, she left tea and she never drank after that until she left the body, right? So like that, so bhakti increases your determination power, willpower. So that is the idea of the bhakti. Okay, go ahead, Rahul.
Those who are already cleansed of impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness, so that others may follow their exemplary activities and thereby be benefited.
So you see, you become an example for others. So you grow transformation of your life in such a way that people will ask you, oh, what happened to Uday and Rahul? How come they are like, as soon as you start following the bhakti process, your body aura changes actually, and you become more successful, you become more quiet, you become very compassionate, you become very tolerant, you become very kind and loving. So people automatically get attracted to you. Actually, this is the power of bhakti, that you become a magnet. People will come to you. What is that happening in your life? They'll ask you questions. Hare Krishna, please come. Please come. And then next, Rahul.
Foolish persons or neophytes in Krishna consciousness often want to retire from activities without having knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Arjuna's desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. One need to know how to act to retire from activities of Krishna consciousness and sit aloof, making a show of Krishna consciousness is less important than actually engaging in the field of activities for the sake of Krishna. Arjuna here is advised to act in Krishna consciousness, following in the footsteps of Lord's previous disciples, such as the sun god
Vivasvān,
as mentioned here in before. The Supreme Lord knows all his past activities, as well as those of persons who are acted in Krishna consciousness in the past. Therefore, he recommends the acts of sun god who learned this art from the Lord some millions of years before, as all such students of Lord Kṛṣṇa are mentioned here as past liberated persons, engaged in the discharge of the duties allotted by Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here Lord Prabhupada is trying to explain with the examples, evam Vivasvān yogam proktāvahan avyayam. So there was a shloka from Bhagavad Gita previous, you remember shloka? So Lord Krishna's previous teachings was to sun god Vivasvān to Ikshvaku to Manu, like that all the people followed the disciplic succession. So Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying that you should follow the footsteps of the people who have understood this, right? So like that. So the idea of the shloka is that we should learn from the successful people and follow the footsteps. And our ultimate success is to give success in bhakti. Our ultimate success is to love Krishna. Nothing else, right? So our whole life is for service of Krishna. So when we get that service, then our life is successful. Sometimes people think that success means material, name, fame. Yeah, that is success. But that success is ultimately a failure because it is of no use. But real success is when you give up your life, you remember Krishna. So at the end of the moment of the life, you say, hey Krishna, thank you so much. You gave me so many things. You gave me the opportunity to live this human birth. You gave me guru, you gave me service. I'm really thankful to you. And in that consciousness, if we give our life, then we are successful. But if we are materially successful, we have a lot of money, a lot of name, fame, but we can't remember Krishna, there's no point. So that is our life. So that is why we have to mold our life in such a way that 24/7 we remember Krishna. So as soon as we get up, then our is, I have to get up and do japa, do puja, do arti, read Bhagavatam, then I have to go to work. After coming from the work, I have to do arti again, reading Bhagavatam. I want to learn more about Bhagavad Gita. Actually, there are a lot of courses also online from ISKCON. You can learn Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, like that. So, okay. You have any questions? Rahul, Uday? No? All good? Thank you so much. Then we'll pause here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.